This video is brought to you by the EA Creator Network. Hey y'all, it is Luca and welcome back to the channel. Today I am building a base game only family home. This is gonna be a kind of Victorian, slightly styled home. I'm building it in Willow Creek and I already have everything planned. I have the floor plan done. We just gotta build it, y'all. All right, so we are on the lot Umbrage Manor. I'm not really sure. It is a 40 by 30 lot here in Willow Creek. If you've actually been on the channel for a little bit, I have a couple other base game only homes if you want to go check those out. This isn't my base game save file. I forget what this one was called. It's like a Dark Academia Manor. And then I have another one over here that I don't know if I shared or not. It's not gonna be exactly like these two, but there's gonna be some elements I might bring over from. I don't want them to be all like too matchy, but let's go ahead. We'll just go ahead and get started. So first room, it's gonna be a little kind of foyer, little entrance. Before I even get started on that, I am gonna get the stairs out. I think it might be this way. Nope, it's the opposite way. It is the opposite way. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the stairs out and ready so that I can place them down. But yeah, we have like the front door will go here, and then I've got kind of just like a octagonal room here. It's pretty straightforward, you know, pretty normal room. And then on this side here is where the stairs will be going. So let's go ahead and just place those down right here. And then we will just do this. There we go. And then there is a bathroom right here. It's going to be kind of weird, but in the end, you'll see the process will make sense. There's like a bathroom right here. And then we have a dining space. I'm trying to see how many tiles it is. I do apologize. I've got it on my second screen. I've got some pictures saved of a kind of rough draft that I did, if you will. And then we've got this back room here. Oh, actually, let's go ahead and do this. It's like a garage. I don't know actually how many blocks. I'm gonna say this many. Sure. And then it stops right there. Yeah, that's fine. And then the kitchen is right here. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks here, and then it goes inward there. It's kind of a weird shape. I found a reference on Pinterest of just a floor plan that I just quite literally looked up Victorian floor plans, and it was one that really stood out to me. Just in general. Okay, there's the kitchen and kind of breakfast nook kind of area. Part of me wants to make a little edit really fast. And I think I want to do this instead. And then maybe this can be a kitchen. And then this can be like a little, I don't know. I kind of want this whole room to be a kitchen instead of it being like 2 breakfast nooks, because this is a dining room. And then we have a living space over here. It's 3 tiles this way. And then we go 2 tiles and then 3 tiles and then 2 more. And then we cut it up there, yeah. And then we have another room here. This is like an extension. This is kind of like going to be a sunroom. We have a, what do you call it? A porch here. I unfortunately can't make this porch the way I want it to be. I really wanted it to have like stairs right down the middle, but unfortunately we don't have diagonal stairs yet. If we ever will, I don't even know. But there's the first floor. The second floor is pretty straightforward. Thank goodness. This build in general was pretty straightforward. So, okay, so let's see. We need to do this. Actually, no, this overlaps this, and it's like there. And then we do this, and then we do this, and then we do this, right? Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. And then we have a bathroom right here. It just kind of goes right there. Then this room here is a bedroom. It looks like it goes like this. It's so weird. I don't know if I love that, to be honest, but it's just how I had to make it. And then we have like a little hallway, landing, I guess you could say. And it goes like that. And then there's a bedroom here as well. Not 100% sure. There is a bathroom or something of the variety there. And then we have a little jut out here, right? Yeah. And then we have this bedroom right here, which is a little bit of a weird shape, but I like weirdly shaped rooms. Okay. So there is the rough floor plan, assembled. We also, let me open this up. I think I added another level right here as well. And that is going to be like the kind of turret kind of tower situation. And then I added a ladder as well. Where did I put it? Oh goodness, where did I put it before? I think it's right here. Yeah, we put a ladder here. And yeah, I like that. Now we got to do the roofing, which is the part that I'm honestly just kind of dreading a little bit the most. Not gonna lie with you, but maybe maybe it won't be so hard since I've done it already once. Let me know if it's like cool with y'all. That I've been doing this lately. I just have been kind of finding it kind of difficult to, make content in general. So planning it out ahead of time has been helping me significantly. Ugh, this is going to be a little tricky because I am having a hard time seeing how I did this before because I don't remember at all, because none of this, I never understood the hexagonal and pentagonal roofs. They just don't really work for me for some reason. Anyways, though, let's just move this out. Maybe it's like this. Move it down. Maybe move it out some more. Is that right? Kind of. I don't know. And then we can use some half-gabled roofs and just kind of like level with it there. Bring it in, bring that in, and then copy paste this little piece. I don't know if that's actually how it's supposed to look. It looks weird to me. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I'm struggling, y'all. I feel like that's the best that we're going to get. And then I'm just going to place down a roof piece here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer it and then add another one. I really like doing this because I know I can use like this to kind of like add curves and stuff, but I don't know. I like it whenever it's just like it looks like a little hat. I don't know. We have another roof piece right here. It's just the good old standard, gabled, half gabled. What is it? It's called a gabled roof. Yeah. And then we're going to lift it up. But I would like for this to kind of be a little bit more like level wise. Like I want these to kind of like not be too different in heights. And then I'm also going to have another roof piece right here at the same angle as well. Something like that. Ooh, yes, it's looking good. Also, we need to place one on this little garage piece here. And I'm also going to use another piece. And then I'm just going to place it like this. And then I'm going to tilt it in like that, bring the little eaves in. That way it fills in that weird kind of awkward gap. And then I just have another, essentially that's what I do when I do these kinds of roofing. I just copy and paste the roof as many times as I need, just it makes it a lot easier. And then how in the world did we do this? I don't remember. We're going to use another roof piece here for that side. I like that. And then there is a roof piece here, but it looks like it's a half gable. I unintentionally, that doesn't line up correctly. I was kind of hoping it did because that would have been really good, but nah, we'll just tilt it in like I normally, or I was originally. Okay, that looks kind of cute. That looks simple, but it's effective. And then I'm just gonna do, my usual nonsense with the roof like this. Okay, and then this actually on the side here is a chimney. I don't know if it was a functional chimney or if it was just like a fun chimney, but I think I'm going to do it like I always do with these. Yeah. And then we'll use a gabled or a half gabled roof here and just size it down to this size. And then lift it up and then pull the eaves in. And then we'll do another one right there. And that kind of just gives it the chimney vibe, the shape of a chimney. And then right here, I'm just going to go ahead and place these down because I will forget. But I was just going to use some of these corbels here. I feel like that looks kind of cute. All right, I'm going to lift this up a tiny bit just to kind of give it some more height. I like that there's 3 different heights here. That looks pretty good. All right. There is a few other things that I need to play around with and adjust. Main thing being like this little spot right here where the eaves are all weird. Yeah, there we go. That's nice and cleaned up there. Yeah, that's the floor plan. That's the initial floor plan. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the exterior worked on. All right, we're gonna lift this up. I think we did 3 times. 1, 2, 3. I feel like 3 is just like a nice, well, maybe 4, just because of how big this house is. I'm also gonna go ahead and move the house like to right here, roughly. It's not gonna be exact, but at the end of the day, oh God, we're getting that weird glitch happening, aren't we? I'm just putting down placeholder stairs. These are not going to stay this color and this like swatch and everything. I'm just putting down placeholders. I feel like this isn't centered. Bear with me. I've got to do some adjusting. So for the like lower section, I decided just to go with a nice brick. We're going to go with this Better Days brick facade. I quite like this color a lot. I think it's a very pretty color, and it's going to go on like the bottom layer, like level of this house, and also this section right here. Just this section though, just because it just, I don't know, it looks good. Sometimes and I don't know, it just kind of adds some intrigue to the house. Yeah. And then this right here, of course, will be, I don't know if I want it to be the same brick, because the chimney, I mean, I guess it could be the same brick. And then the rest of the house is just going to be a simple white siding. I honestly kind of want to do like this kind of like off-white kind of beigey color instead. I feel like that's a little bit nicer. I'll probably change my mind. And then we do need a trim added as well, of course. That just makes it feel finished. Also, really quick, I need to make this into a room and then fix that. See, if I add the trim, it gets weird. So this little roof bit, I think I might get rid of it. I don't know if that really takes away from it. It kind of does. It kind of does. So I'm gonna play around with this and try to get this figured out in a second. Okay, but like it literally took me 2 seconds to figure that out. Awesome. Okay, so I just used a couple roof pieces and that worked splendidly, actually. We're gonna use this trim here. Make sure to get all the roof pieces. We don't want a single roof piece missed. That is a big pet peeve, is whenever there's one that's not, properly trimmed. And then the roof, hear me out, it's gonna be green. I know, wild, right? I don't know which green yet, because there is this one. This one's very pretty. I feel like this, ooh, that really does look really nice. Honestly, that's super pretty. It makes me want to change the siding back to white though. I feel like that does look a little bit nicer. Yeah, the white just kind of stands out from that really nicely. Awesome. And then for the windows, I actually didn't have any windows chosen, but it was mainly, honestly, it was mainly because I already knew I was going to be using these right here. We could use the green windows like these. I need to, the camera angles are not angling. Okay. We could do these windows here. These have like a nice subtle green that I feel like looks pretty nice actually. Ooh, it really does look really, really pretty. But we don't have a matching like smaller window for that. So it would be kind of awkward. I think it's a pet peeve of mine now that we don't have matching windows, like sets that match properly. I don't know. I'm just kind of weird about little subtleties like that. I mean, we could do this window, I guess. It does fit, but it's kind of giving me some grief because of this roof piece. So it's going to go like right there, but then we'll have to lower the roofing, which probably wouldn't hurt. Okay, that looks kind of good. I don't like the window, to be honest with you. Unless we just get rid of these completely and then just only put these. I feel like that just kind of doesn't look so good. So we could do these round windows, which honestly kind of adds some really fun intrigue, but I don't know. I need to figure this out. So I'm going to take a little break and just come up with something and then meet you back in like a millisecond. I think I'm going to use these windows here because I can pair them with just like a smaller window of the same size, hopefully. Or we'll probably use this horizontal one right here. Oh, it's going to be a pain to get this placed down correctly. I have to do it inside. Yeah, we'll do it like this. And then the upper floor will have the bigger windows. But I'm unsure of the sizing. I feel like that's a nice size. I feel like these look weird now, but we'll just place them down. Oh, that actually doesn't look so bad. I'm okay with that. Beautiful. That looks pretty nice. Ooh, I love that actually. And then we will go ahead and add just another trim right there. That just adds more detailing. It just makes it look more complete when you add a trim to the house. And then down here, I'm thinking I might pull this out a bit more. Yeah, I feel like that looks a little bit nicer. And then I'm going to place down our thingy here. I'm just kind of here. We'll just do a foundation. I think I'm going to do this green like trimmed brick, or do I want to do the green trimmed brick that is this dark color? I don't know. I'm not sure if I do like that or not. Or do we want to do that? No, I feel like the red brick just feels right. The gray brick just seems a little too dark. Also, I was looking at this house in map view. It doesn't really fit these two very well. So I kind of want to change the brick at least. I'm not going to change anything else, I don't think. I kind of want to use the same brick that was on those. I believe it's this brick, this like darker red. I think that this is a very pretty brick. You can never go wrong with it, to be honest. I tend to use it a lot. Oh, it's so nice. Actually, I'm so glad, so glad that I went with this instead, because the other one is cool and I definitely want to use it. But for my base game builds, there's just something, I don't know, it just fits the vibe better. Ooh, yes, look at that. Ooh, it's so pretty. Part of me wants to change the siding to green. That's so naughty of me. I use it all the time though. No, we're gonna leave it white. I think the white with the green accents is the best. Okay, we need some little columns here. I think we're gonna use these. Maybe this one. Ooh, these actually seem to look the best with like the diagonal stuff. Oh, I wish I could put one literally in the middle, but I cannot. So I'm just gonna do two there. And then we need a spandreling. There is this spandreling here, but you can't even see it, to be perfectly honest. So should I use this one? Maybe I should use this one. Yeah, that's very pretty. I like that. It's very quirky, but it fits. I feel like we need like an equally quirky fence. Something that kind of works with the, you know, the vibe of that spandreling. Maybe this one, honestly. I feel like that one looks really good. And then the railings, we just match them up. And then for the stairs, I think I'm going to use the same green just because, of course, I would. Why wouldn't I? And then for the flooring for this front porch, I'm going to use this green flooring too. So it all blends together nicely. Beautiful. The exterior is coming together quite nicely. I need to work on this garage here. I think I was just going to use a debug item. I'm pretty sure. I just don't remember exactly where it is. I almost think it had the word garage in it. Yes, it's this one. That works quite well. I think if we want to cover up this little bit here, we have a couple options. We could use a roofing bit, but I don't think it's going to cover it that well. Like we could try, but I don't know how well it's going to do. Let's see, we have to do it like this and then just like bring it down. Honestly, it kind of works actually. That kind of did something. So it doesn't look, you know, weird, like it has that weird rolled up bit there. And then I'm going to use the terrain manipulation tools, which I rarely use, but I don't know, something like in this situation, it kind of makes the most sense. Why am I getting issues today with my game? It's being so problematic. But I'm basically going to just bring it all the way forward and then just take my smoothing tool and just very lightly kind of smooth it up to that. We'll do it like this, I guess. Let's do a little bit more right here, right there. It's not perfect at all by any means. It's not perfect, but you know, it works. We will then go in with the terrain paint and we will use just like a little like gravelly kind of thing, something like that maybe for the, you know, the garage entrance, whatever I'm trying to say there. And then let's get like a fairly nice like terrain. Ooh, this is very nice. Actually, I like that. A nice terrain paint, which it will look different if you download this without the terrain like overrides that I have. These are linked in the description, by the way. They are really, really nice. They're by like K-Tech Hippie. I can never remember. Clearly, I'm so bad at that, but I think I'm going to do like a little bit here of dirt. And then I'm also going to do like a little bit right here. I'm going to do like these like little flower bed kind of situations like that. I'm not going to do the landscaping yet. I may not do it in this video, but I don't know. Let's just do a little landscaping right here. You know, we don't have to do the whole house yet. I am going to use these like little flat rocks to surround these, I think. These are really cool. They're from the base game. Everything is base game in this. I don't know if I even said that a couple times over yet, but everything is base game. It's a really great way to like, you know, kind of edge off the like the terrain. What am I trying to say? The dirt. And then we could use this like little thing here, but I feel like I want to use like a gravel. Yeah, the gravel is actually really, really nice at like edging it off. I hate saying it, but that's the only word that I can think of. Has there been anything that you've been building in The Sims lately that you have found really like captured something that you're really excited over? You know, like just what are y'all doing in your games lately? I feel like I haven't asked that in a while. I've actually been playing with my my Rags to Riches sim, August Yearwood. I've been playing with him off camera. I realized I like this challenge, the Rags to Riches challenge, but I hated doing it for YouTube, mainly because I was trying to make it this like really difficult challenge, and honestly, it wasn't fun anymore because it was so difficult. But yeah, it was so difficult. I was making it so difficult for myself, and I was like, what is wrong with me? What am I doing to myself? I need to just play this like I always play it, and then I'll have fun. And I am having fun now. So I don't know if I will ever do Let's Plays on the channel again, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know. But if I do, you know, it'll happen soon, I guess. I don't know. Should we do lavender? What kind of question is that? What kind of question? We're going to do some like lavender bushes like out front here, and then we'll put like 2 in each of these. These are one of my favorite bits of decor, like landscaping wise. It's just so perfect and beautiful. And then I guess I can also do some kind of fern. Ooh, these are kind of fun, but I don't think these really fit the vibe. I kind of want to do like a big fern or something. You could do this big bush, but it kind of overpowers the others, the lavender. I'm not really sure, to be perfectly honest with you. This is really pretty, but I don't know if it really fits with that. I want like a really big fern. Like there's these. I don't think that fits actually. Never mind. I kind of like that though. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe these little bushes too. I just hope y'all know this isn't going to get finished in this build or this video. Maybe it will be. I'm not really sure. We'll see. Ooh, now these look really pretty because they are the same, like they're like bluish, you know, and they complement the purple quite well. I think I'll just put one in the middle. Yeah, that's really pretty. I don't want to go crazy with the landscaping purely because it will take forever. And then I think that we need some trees. Do we want to use these trees? I adore these trees. These are rural apple tree. So freaking beautiful. I love it so much. Do I put another one here too? I feel like that makes it kind of hard to see the house, and I feel like that's just kind of that doesn't really work. You can also throw in some little flowers. I kind of like the idea of doing some little purple flowers. Ooh, that's super pretty. I've never used these little like purple flowers before. These are super gorgeous. I love that. Okay, the landscaping is quite simple right now, but I'll probably go in with like terrain paint and stuff later on. I may put some just like basic hedges or something like these in spots just to kind of fill in the spots, fill in the gaps, fill in the you know, the empty spots. I don't know. That does look really nice. I really like those, but I'm not gonna go crazy with it just yet. I think instead of doing like a proper like back porch, I kind of want to do like a back patio right here. I feel like that would be really, really pretty. So we'll do like maybe a small little porch here. Not like a big, you know, crazy one. It's just gonna be like this big. And I'm going to use this, you know, wood right there. That's going to be very pretty. And then this one also. Okay, I'm having some weird issues with the eyedropper tool. And then I need to find a nice brick. I feel like this looks really cool. This is really pretty. Oh, this brick also matches that other brick really, really well. I'm thinking like that big. That looks really good. And then I can even like use the terrain tools or the terrain paints and just kind of add a little bit of a pathway maybe. Let's just make sure I'm not just placing it willy-nilly and keeping it pretty straight and forward. Yeah, that's kind of fun. Part of me doesn't want to use this brick now because this looks so light. It's kind of too contrasty. I feel like this is really pretty. Ooh, that is super pretty. I haven't really used it before, and I kind of like the balance a bit better. I think we'll do it like this too. We'll like make it go right up against the house like that. And then we need another fence to surround this, of course. Or do we need a fence? Part of me wants to try something that I've had in my brain, and it's doing, I don't know, it kind of would look weird with this. Maybe we should just keep this general kind of like landscaping method, I guess you could say, the same throughout the lot, if that makes sense. Like, I don't really know if that's how I would want this to look necessarily, but I kind of want there to be like, you know, something. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of there being like a building right here. Maybe there can be a greenhouse. I feel like it would be great to have a greenhouse like right there. Oh yes, I can see it now. Bring this down here. And then do I want that, or do I want there to be like a moment? Do I want a moment with the roofing? Let me think. I could do like a low kind of roof, like this one. And then I would obviously want to use a thick kind of trim. Maybe this one. It's not really that thick. And then I can do like, you know, something like this. I don't know. I feel like it's quite plain looking. Part of me wants to do like maybe like a rounded bit in the middle. Also, I kind of want to move it. I feel like moving it down like to like here seems the best choice. And like I could also put like this in the middle and like round it off possibly. I feel like it needs to be bigger, but I like that idea a lot actually. Just imagine like a little, just like a little building, a little greenhouse. I don't know if this looks good. I don't really think it looks good, but at the same time, I do like it. Have y'all gotten a Switch too? Man, I'm jealous. Honestly, recently I did lose my job. So, you know, I didn't want to like be, you know, irresponsible and, you know, buy food, you know, and instead of getting a Switch too, you know, but you know, that's how it is. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. It could be worse, but you know, at the same time, it's just like, dang, I've got major FOMO right now, to be honest. I'm gonna get it in the future, 100%. I wasn't going to. I really wasn't going to. I was like, no, I'm not gonna get a game console until, you know, more releases, But now I'm like, dang, I'm regretting it because it's gonna have like updated like graphics and stuff, updated like performance. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so great. But dang, you know, maybe one day I'll get it. I'm honestly really wanting one day to, you know, maybe play Animal Crossing on the channel because I love Animal Crossing. Part of me wants to use this trim instead. That looks really fun. I don't know if this building makes any daggone sense, but it's kind of a vibe and I like it. We'll do like this there, and then there's gonna be lots of windows. I think I could go with these windows, but I need like a big window for this. Maybe this one. And then we'll do white. We just do white. Okay, why am I getting so many like visual glitches with all the windows? Like, what's happening? Yeah, I don't know why the windows are flickering. I'm hoping that is just a visual glitch and that will go away. I think we'll do like this. And then can I do just like a regular door in the middle? Maybe we'll use one of these. Oh, that actually looks quite nice too. I'll do a green door just to kind of accent it a little bit. And then we need some kind of siding. Or should we do brick for the majority of it? I think we should do brick. And then we can do some columns too. I feel like the columns that make the most sense are going to be these. And then the patio, I feel like I want to extend the patio out a little bit more now. Yeah, like that seems okay. Maybe I'll actually move it over like here, just like one more tile over. I feel like that looks better. I kind of want to make sort of a natural fence, like a natural kind of like situation. Like I kind of want to do like some terrain paint or some like dirt, like right here. And then we can have it finish off here at the greenhouse roughly. And then we can fill this full of like basically all of this and just kind of create like a separation. Part of me even wants to get rid of this brick right here and instead use a brick, what do you call it, terrain paint. And then what I can do is just fill it in and have it be like kind of curved. I feel like that would be really fun and it's giving rich. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh yes, this so much nicer looking too. It just blends in and feels like it fits nicer. I think I've also got to figure out where to put it over here. I might do the same thing with the dirt here and just kind of like do like a natural-ish fence. However, it's going to be kind of tricky. I think we're going to do like this, and then we'll fill in the rest with the brick. I like that idea. I've never done this before, but I feel like I'm going to really like how it looks. Plus, this makes this a little bit more organic shape wise, because I feel like if I just do like a boxy like staircase, it's gonna look so weird and awkward. Actually, what I might do is I might just do this instead of having that path, just to fill this in. Yeah, that's kind of cool actually. And then what I might do is extend this also, make this a bigger patch, and then just kind of move the rocks over here, and then I'll re-add the terrain paint that I used before. This is what I really like about building with the base game, is that it feels simpler. It feels easier. It feels so much easier. I don't remember which one of these I used. Is that it? That's it. There we go. And then I'm just gonna, add some of this to the edge of this. Even do it right here. Yeah, I really like that a lot. And that's probably what I'm gonna do with these too. Oh goodness gracious, because it's gonna take me a while to do this. But once we get the exterior done, we'll then be able to move on to the interior. And that's my favorite part. But I really do like the building process too, because it's a lot of repetitive things over and over and over again. And sometimes that's really satisfying and really relaxing. Like this part, the terrain paint, like just doing terrain paint is so fun because like it's literally like it's painting. Ooh, look at this shape. Look at this shape. I really like it a lot actually. I kind of want to redo this here again. I know I'm getting all over the place, but I kind of want to curve this way instead so that there is a bit more of an organic shape. So do this instead, and then we'll just move these rocks over here. And then I need to grab another one here by the looks of it. There we go. That looks really cute. And now I need to place all of these daggone flat rocks, which thankfully what I can do is I can just hold down Shift and Alt and then just kind of place these at random angles. That way we can, section it off a little bit better, but then also have variety because I am going to use these different rocks every single time too. Have y'all seen that we're getting a new expansion pack? I'm so excited. Honestly, I'm always really excited for new content in this game. At the same time, I'm never really thrilled when it isn't something that like tickles me. And this one is tickling me because it is fairies. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that. I loved the fairies in The Sims 3 so much. They were so whimsical and silly and goofy and just really, really fun to play, to be honest. So this is actually bringing me a lot of excitement and joy, which feels great, honestly. Ever since I became unemployed, I promise I will stop bringing it up, but it's just a fresh thing. But basically, ever since I became unemployed, I've been starting to appreciate things a little bit more because I'm obviously, I don't have a lot of money right now. So, it's like whatever. But at the same time, it's like, oh, I'm not going to work every day. So I'm actually able to think and, get excited over my passions again. And it sucks that I had to lose my job for that to happen, but at the same time it's like, you got to take it with a silver lining. I need to share something with you guys actually. I don't remember exactly when I found it, but when I was at my job, I was cleaning one day, and this was a little bit before I found out that I was losing my job. But I found something that I'll actually bring my full face back open. I found something that was really cool because I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know I was going to lose my job. I didn't know things were going to happen, but I found this what do you call it? This fortune, fortune from a fortune cookie. I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well. Focus isn't very good, but it says on here, this month, embrace change as a positive force in your life. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I found out about, my job, all that stuff. And I was like, whoa. And I didn't really I didn't make the mental connection with that until I was cleaning the store out one day. And I saw that, and I was talking to my manager. I was like, yeah, I found this. And she was like, no, you need to keep that. Keep that. that's powerful. Like what? And so I'm keeping it. And I don't know. It's actually quite, a positive and liberating way of looking at it. It's like, yeah, I lost my job. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Yeah, there's going to be some turmoils and issues with that. But at the same time, maybe it's the best for me. I find that the universe loves to make decisions for you in times of need. And oh yeah, girl, it did. It was there for me. It was like, hey girl, hey, guess what? But I don't see that as a bad thing at all. I'm trying to look at it as a positive thing. Okay, so I don't know where I left off. I was showing you the little fortune on my phone, and silly me completely forgot that I needed to switch scenes back in my OBS. So you really didn't miss much. I was just working on the landscaping and kind of filling this out. And dang, I was talking about some good stuff too. I was talking about music, and I guess I can talk about it again. I don't really care. But Ethel Cain. I was talking about Taylor Swift at first, but, don't really need to say much about that because, y'all know Taylor Swift. Y'all know who she is. Everybody does. If you don't, why don't you? But yeah, she released, she now owns all of her masters. I was just kind of gushing about that. Ooh, I didn't know these got new swatches. These are very pretty. Ethel Cain, y'all. If you have not listened to Ethel Cain, first of all, content warning, because a lot of her music sings about pretty intense stuff. So, if you're younger or you're kind of wanting to avoid sad stuff, I recommend not listening to Ethel Cain. But at the same time, if you want to check out the song Nettles, that is her new song from her new album that's coming out in August. I highly recommend it. It's beautiful. It's a beautifully tragic song, but like if you don't know the lore of Ethel Cain, then you won't find it as sad. You'll be like, oh, this is a very pretty song. If you do know the lore, you're going to cry your eyes out. So just be aware. Anyways, let's add some flower beds to these windows. I wish we had more in the base game because I don't mind this one. Oh, this tree is being problematic, but I like these. They're okay, but I just want some nicer ones, some different ones. So hey Sims people, I really, really love what you're doing with the base game and everything. Can you add us some more flower beds? I would love that. That looks really pretty, actually. I don't mind it, though. I highly recommend, if you have not listened to it yet, again, with the content warning, I need y'all to understand she sings about some serious stuff, but Preacher's Daughter is a magical art piece by her. Go give it a listen, but particularly Nettles. See, what other music have I been really into as of late? Oh my gosh, Dodie. Oh my God, Dodie Clark. She released a new song yesterday, I think. It was a new video, at least. I don't know if she's released the song prior, but beautiful. Oh my God. As soon as I started hearing Dodie sing, I was like, it immediately brought me comfort because I listened to Dodie so much when I was in college, and she always has just been like her voice is like a warm hug to me. She has such a beautiful, soft, somber, sweet voice, and like she was singing about just like growing up and becoming 30 and just like the turmoils of that, and I'm like, oh my God, stop it, I'm turning 30 in a few months. You can't do this to me. But it's so beautiful. I highly recommend it. The music video is beautiful. Like it is a beautifully done music video. Like whoever shot that, incredible talent. Like let me tell you, great skills. I am just working on the lightscaping is what I like to call it. I feel like there needs to be a window right there on this little roof bit here. I think personally we're gonna use one of these, like a little window. That's cute. Maybe I'll do it on the front too. Ooh, I like it. Just adds a little bit of detail. Okay, I am in love with this build so far. I think this is so fun. I am so mad. Still, I'm seething that I forgot to switch scenes. I am, but so we'll move on. What should I put out here? I feel like, it's a pretty open space. I feel like they want it to be quite convivial because I feel like, a lot of these other lots, everything's closed off and private, but they're like, no, we want to keep it nice and open and free. We want people to, feel like they can come visit us when they want. I could do this bonfire. That's kind of fun. I don't really know if they're like a bonfire type of people. I don't even know who lives here, but I feel like it would work. It actually looks like it fits. So I'm going to go with it. And then, they need some stairs and like a little platform kind of, moment over here on the, like the greenhouse. And then we'll finish this up too here. I'm recording right now. I started the video with headphones on and everything, but I'm recording without my headphones. And weirdly enough, y'all, I feel so like focused. I feel great right now. Like I'm like, ooh, I am not overstimulated by all the noises. I feel like that's something that I kind of forget about, is that I get really overstimulated really easily. Yeah, that's why I just kind of am always all over the place. And now I'm just like, yeah. Ooh, what should we put on the top here? Oh my goodness, I know exactly. We should put some dirt and then we can put plants on top too. You know how much I love a nice earthy planty like roof. It's so fun. It's so like lush feeling. We'll just use like these, I guess. These are really pretty actually. I think this is looking so good. But yeah, I literally can't get Nettles by Ethel Cain out of my head now. It's such a beautiful song. It's so good. Like, dear goodness. Like, it's literally, and I'm not exaggerating, it's her best song. She has some beautiful, amazing songs. American Teenager, one of my favorite songs in the world ever. But if you listen to that, you'll definitely want to listen to Nettles. Okay, right here, I think is going to be a little like kind of sitting area of some variety, maybe a picnic table. Ooh, this table though, I like it because it has like a little bit of like a texture to it. I kind of want, ooh, the brown is nice. I was going to use the green, but the brown does look really good. We need some seating too. I mean, we could use these, but no, I feel like I've used these so much. I kind of want to use something different. I mean, I could just use some wooden chairs, but I feel like that's just like kind of boring. Don't we have any other different chairs that would fit with these? Maybe. Let's see. It's like the last swatch. These don't have the same swatch kind of colors, sadly. Oh, I've never used that before. I think I'm going to use just some regular old chairs though. Oh, these are perfect actually. I don't know which swatch is going to be the matching one. Possibly this one. Yeah, it's going to be that one. So we're just going to copy and paste that. Have a nice little sitting area there. We can just plurp it right in the middle. It's kind of like there's like a little bit of a pathway here. You can still walk around this way. I don't know what's going to be over here. Maybe just like a little sitting area. I kind of need some more like vertical over here. Like what is like a bit of a taller kind of thing to put over here? Ooh, this is kind of a cute thing to place down. I've never really used that. I feel like that would be really good on like either side of the entrances, like to these little pathways. That's super cute actually. Ooh, and then some flower. Ooh, these little flower beds are really nice. I feel like that kind of doesn't look good there, but I do want to use them somewhere. Like this one especially. Like I can imagine using them on here. Yeah, that's kind of cute. Is there any other music that you guys listen to? Let me know in the comments for sure. I particularly love any kind of folk music. I also really enjoy like, you know, I really enjoy any kind of music that isn't like stereotypical modern day country. I am a big fan of pretty much anything. So just let me know in the comments if you know of anything. I don't really know. I guess maybe right here can be like a grill possibly. I don't love this grill, but it's like the one that we've got. I kind of want to use this one instead, but I feel like it's just for a house this big. You're gonna have a nice grill. You're gonna have a nice grill. I don't know. There's just not really like a lot to do. And like, I kind of don't even want this bonfire because I feel like I'm feeling like now that I've processed it, the bonfire is a little excessive. I think we would be better off having like a back garden because, you know, obviously it's one of my builds. We're going to put a garden in. I think I'm just going to kind of like alternate these. Yeah. And then maybe I'll add like a couple more over here too, like one there, one there. Ooh, I kind of like the idea of it just kind of being like surrounding, you know, like a circular almost pattern. I don't really know if this is making any sense or is, you know, practical, but I kind of like the layout like that. It kind of feels a little bit more just like a little random. Yeah, that's kind of fun. So that there's still kind of like a path this way and then you can kind of walk through. Part of me wants to do something a little different here with the terrain paint. I love how all of this looks, but I'm thinking we like just go in right here where these are and just kind of erase it away. And then I can go back and just kind of like touch this up a little bit here, you know, kind of just like fix it so it's not so weird. Then I'll go back again and then use the gravel to fix the edges a little bit. I think I'm probably going to adjust these a tiny bit. It's actually going to be a bit more random than I was planning. We're gonna do like kind of like this, not an oval, but like a bowl shape. almost. And then we have like a little like cutoff. It's kind of nice, actually. I kind of like that a lot. What other music do I really like? I am a big metal fan, to be perfectly honest. It shocks people all the time that I listen to metal, but I don't really listen to like all the metal. I'm not like, classic metal. I don't really listen to that. I'm more of like girl metal, like female-led metal that's like incredible. There's some other bands that aren't, but that I listen to that I really like. But I think we should also do like a little bit of a path here. Maybe we can do like these kind of stepping stones. I don't know, I kind of like it. That's kind of cute too. I like that a lot. And I'll just go in with some terrain paints, particularly some dirt, and just kind of make it a little softer, make it a little bigger, make it a lot softer actually. But yeah, I really like the group Spirit Box. Really enjoy Spirit Box. They're really, really incredible. They are my favorite band of all time. They're so amazing. I cannot recommend them enough. They are so incredible. Courtney LaPlante is a goddess. What do I want to put over here? I feel like just like some seating and maybe like an easel or something would be quite nice. Maybe I can just do like a couple of these benches just like over here. And then we can probably do some more of those like flower pots. I really quite liked those. These? Is it these? I think so, yeah. We can put a couple on either side there. And then in the middle here, we can place down an easel. And I feel like that would be quite nice. Like a nice little painting spot. I am going to find, I think it is this. I really like this item. This is an unlockable item, but you can use cheats to unlock it if you want. It's just like a little artist kind of side table. I think it does have an emotional aura that you can add to it, but it's just such a good little addition to putting next to an easel so that you can, have, it just kind of adds to the look of it. I kind of like how empty this is looking though. I don't want to like over clutter it because it feels really clean and intentional. We do need some kind of lighting out here. So I think I am going to add some candles. So they have like a little bit of candlelit spaces out here. And then we need some outdoor lighting on the greenhouse too. So I'll make sure to put that there. Okay. I think the exterior is almost done. This is going to be the first like interior quote unquote that I do. I think I'm going to use this like wood again because I really like the green. I think what I'm going to do though is I'm going to get these right here, these planter boxes, and there's going to be more in here. I almost wish that I could like put them on a platform somehow. There's a thought right there is putting them like kind of like this, and then what I can do is put a platform right here. They might not be functional. They might not be functional after this, but hear me out. It just, for me, it's like, oh, it's like a raised garden bed, if that makes sense. It's just for looks, really. We can probably put some like plants, like live edit ones in here instead of like real like grown plants. I do need to find a platform trim. I'm probably just gonna do like this brick one. Ooh, that looks really good actually. I'm a big fan. And then I'll just place some kind of stone or something down, or maybe this green. I don't know. We'll see. I think actually we will do this gravel. That's quite nice. Ooh, the gravel looks really good in here, actually. I kind of like that more, to be honest. And then we can just fill up this. This is primarily going to be decorative, but if you do want this to be like a functional like greenhouse, then you can just lower this platform and just call it a day. But yeah, I'm just going to, fill it full of plants. I think we'll do a couple of these little moments. You know how much I love these little potted plants. Actually, I might put these at all corners because I feel like it would be weird if I did that, if I didn't do it. Let's see, more music that I listen to. I do listen to a lot of Taylor Swift. If you are a Swiftie, what's your favorite era and why is it Evermore? Actually, no, it doesn't have to be your favorite, but I do love Evermore. That's probably my favorite. Me and my boyfriend actually bonded over that a lot when we first got back together. We dated for a little while, and then we split up for quite a while. We didn't really date that long in the beginning. We were still quite young. But when we got back together was around the time Evermore was released. And let me tell you, it just, I listen to it and it just hits the feels. Let's see. Ooh, we have to put this little nifty item here. This is like the little cart. I kind of like the red. I don't know. Do we want the red? Oh, the green. The green's such a nice vibe. I think we should do like place down a like chest or some variety. However, I don't know where that is located. So I'm just going to look in the storage section. Like a little chest here is kind of nice. We do need some lights. We do have these one lights here. I kind of like the idea of using those. I think that's kind of really all I want. Maybe I'll put in a table. Ooh, how about we put, since we don't have a proper flower arranging table, we can just place this down and be like, oh, that's like the workbench. You know, we can just put that in there. That looks really nice, actually. Ooh, we have to put a bonsai tree in here. I think we'll move this over here and then put the bonsai tree right there. That makes the most sense. All right, nice little greenhouse. It's subtle. Ooh, the interior walls I did not do anything with. We'll do brick. Yeah, I like that. That looks really fun. Do I want to copy and paste these columns to the interior as well? I feel like that would look really fun. Yeah, that adds a lot of dimension in here too. And it kind of just makes it look like it's coming from the outside as well. So yeah, nice little greenhouse. We have a nice little backyard. I think I'm going to take a break from this for a little bit. Right before I jump the gun, I'm going to place down a couple of these little benches. Because, you know, you gotta have some little benches outside. And we do need some lighting. I think we'll just do like one like here and one like here. We have a nice little, you know, beginnings of the house. There's still some more things that I could add and tweak and stuff, but for now, this is a nice little stopping point. I think I'm gonna take a little breather. I'm gonna take a little breather. I'm gonna take a little breather and I'm gonna come back in a little while and we'll continue working on this. Alrighty, it is the next day. I am going to, I guess, work on some lighting back here. I didn't place enough clearly. I think we'll use these little lights, just like right here, and, you know, just kind of scattered along. I also had an idea of putting some more decorations here, just like little sculptures and, you know, ornaments and stuff, you know, like a little bunny, you know, just like random things that can kind of fill up the garden a little bit more. We could put a fountain right here. I don't know how that would look, but hey, it kind of does look pretty good. And there was one more thing. I think I was going to use some flower boxes or something. I think it was these or something. I cannot remember for the life of me which ones. These. I wanted to actually put a few more of these kind of around just to kind of help separate this little space here a little bit more. We do it like this. And thankfully your Sims won't like walk into them or anything because these are debug items and they're live edit items. So technically, you know, it doesn't really exist to the Sims. They'll just kind of walk through it, which, you know, to be fair, might break some immersion, but I think that looks kind of nice right there. That looks pretty cute. So I think the backyard is mostly complete. I may add some other landscaping bits and bobs here and there, like throughout, you know, the rest of the build or off camera or something before I upload. But let's move on to the interior, my favorite part. I just need to add some lights. We'll just do the good old saucer light for now. Just to start with, so that we have, you know, we have the ability to see, but you know how I feel about just using these. These lights are, they work really well for gameplay's sake, and they do add a lot of light, but you know, I like realism, you know, and it's just sometimes they're just too much light. So, okay, so the foyer, I had like a little, like an idea, a little moment here where I use this octagonal coffee table here, and then I used two of them actually, and I like lift it up and then have like a big table in the middle here. I thought that was kind of neat. I just need to add like some kind of sculpture. I forget what I added. I'm pretty sure it's this Princess Cordelia bust. Part of me wants to make it like a little bigger. I feel like that's too big though. Maybe we can do like, with the tool mod, you can actually hit scale after clicking an item and then type in a specific amount. I'm going to do 1.25. Maybe I'll do 1.5 instead. That way it just makes it a little bit bigger, but not like twice as big, because when you scale it up with the bracket keys, it scales it up twice as big. So this is like just the right size, I think. And I like the gold or do I want the silver? I kind of want the silvery one this time. It's more of a rose gold, but, and then for the flooring and wallpapers, what did I actually have picked out? Let me take a look at my little references, my little side stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do those, I think, for the house. I think I chose the slightly darker version of this. See, this looks really cool when you look at it like this. It's kind of fun. I think I might just leave it like that, actually. That looks kind of fun, but do I want to just use that by itself? I don't think so. However, if I use this one in this room, it's going to look kind of strange. So I may just use it in other rooms. Let me try doing this. I don't know. Do I want to use this floor or do I want to use that floor? I kind of like this one more. I haven't really, used it. So we will probably change it up for certain rooms. Like for the bathrooms, I think I wanted to use this as Rhodian tile, and maybe the kitchen. Yeah, the kitchen also, it looks really, really nice. I think that's it. Downstairs here in this like garage space, we could use maybe this like dirt here. I don't know though. I feel like that I want it to be like a polished concrete. Actually, don't we have like a polished concrete that's kind of shiny? It's this high-end concrete maybe? I don't remember. There's one on here somewhere. Yeah, this one. It's very shiny, and I feel like that would look, in a rich house like this. It's definitely going to be like a shinier concrete. Upstairs won't be too difficult. It's all going to be basically the same flooring as downstairs. What? Why are these considered in the basement? Whatever. Anyways, I think, but there's this tile too. No, we're going to stick with that. Next, oh gosh, I'm so scattered. Upstairs. Anyway, back to upstairs. We're going to place this floor down. Looks super fun. Love that. And then there's also the stairs here I need to replace. I think I'm going to do just this wooden stair. Does that match? Does that look good? It seems a little bit more red than the flooring does. I feel like that looks a little bit nicer. It's a little darker. And then I'm going to put a wall right here just to kind of keep that from looking so weird. I wish I could do like another wall and then like a spandreling or something there, just to kind of help kind of mark it off a little bit better. And then the interior walls, I had a few options out that I was going to be like, okay, I need to try these whenever I'm actually building. There is this one, of course. It's a tried and true, but I feel like it doesn't really it kind of does fit. We could do the white one because that would kind of accent the, actually don't mind that actually. That's kind of nice. Because I do like how there's still like white accents throughout everything because, there's white on the exterior. So maybe I should use that one. There's another one though that I wanted to try out as well. I feel like this is going to look a lot darker. Yeah, I think I am going to use this one for this room. As well as the dining space. I feel like that would look good in the dining space. Now the living room, I kind of want something a bit darker and a bit more, panely, if that makes sense. We could use, maybe this one. I kind of like that for this. Ooh, yes. That looks really good in here. I think I'll use the same one in the sunroom too, but the kitchen, part of me wants to use this tiling, but that just seems kind of bathroomy. We can use that in the bathroom though, for sure. But in the kitchen, it's kind of going to be weird. We could use this. I kind of would like to use blue. I feel like that's kind of nice because it kind of accents the lavender outside a little bit and it just brightens it up really, really well. Yeah, I think that's what we've got for this. Interior of this, I'm just going to do brick, And then upstairs, we've got more bathrooms. I'm actually going to make the bathrooms kind of all the same. I might change the colors later on. And then we have 4 bedrooms, right? I thought I made this an office, I think. I'm going to make this an office, but I could be a kid's bedroom, and then upstairs can just be like a study kind of space. We'll figure that out when we get there, I think. Wallpapers, I think I'm just going to use this same floral wallpaper in the hallway up here, and maybe this room, and then the bedrooms will all get their own kind of color, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I kind of want to go with, maybe there is a lot of choices actually, and it's kind of hard to do when I don't know who I'm making this house for, honestly. You know what? I'm just going to leave those because when I go to actually furnish them, that's whenever I'll figure it out. Okay, where did Miss Cordelia go? Miss Cordelia, she disappeared again. That's what they just say about Miss Cordelia. I'm talking about the bust, if you don't really know what I'm talking about. It's just this little bust that I put here. I guess I placed something down and it just was like, getting upset at me. So We'll just place her back down, you know, probably have to do it again. Do I want to make these a different swatch? I kind of like this white. I don't know. It's just, I usually use all the dark furniture you can imagine, but for some reason that's just speaking to me. I think we'll put one of these paintings in here. It's Pride Month, so, you know, we'll put one of the gay ones. I don't know if that really fits. We can make it work though. Oh, that one actually looks pretty cute. Pretty cute. And the lighting in here, I definitely want to change that. It's not looking great. I think I'm just going to go with this one. There is a white swatch that I think looks really good. Yeah, and we need some curtains. I kind of want some light curtains as well. I feel like these, no, we really need some new curtains in this game. I'm going to keep saying it over and over. It's just mainly because we've gotten all this like new content. We need some curtains to kind of, you know, balance that out. I kind of don't mind that actually. That's quite nice. It still keeps it nice and bright in here. And then I need some kind of wall lights too, I think. What speaks to me? This house is quite old, so I guess I can just use these. I don't like the placement. I'll put one here, and then maybe I'll put two here, and then like two here. Seems excessive, but you want a lot of light in the foyer. And then for the rug, I don't know. I didn't actually think about the rug for this room because it is a fairly awkwardly shaped room. We could do just this round rug, but it's so simple. It just seems too simple. Maybe this one, we can enlarge it using the tool mod, just doing 1.5 and oops, and we'll go from there. That's actually not too bad. And if we do like a light color, ooh, I like that. I kind of want to change this wallpaper color. I like the design, but part of me wants to do like this blue. Oh, that's what's causing it. Okay, I'm going to place her over here, get her out of the way. I kind of like the blue, but it stands out a little bit too much. What if we did a nice clean white? I feel like that's too bright. I liked that bit of contrast there, so just never mind. Yeah, we'll just add a few more decorative bits and bobs and, you know, just kind of fill in the space. We got to use like nice furniture too, because, you know, it's a fancy house. I'm liking all the white furniture, not gonna lie. You won't hear me say that much. You won't hear me say that very much, just because I just feel like the stuff in this game is a bit like the white swatches especially is just a bit just washed out looking, not in a good way. Why was I doing that? I don't really know what to put in here. I like this little typewriter. It's kind of fun. I've never used that item before. And then for plants, I'm feeling just like some of these. Ooh, imagine putting these on either side of her. That looks really nice. Don't tell me that's, oh my goodness, that slot placement is atrocious. Why is it on the edge? Why? What? Maybe it's because she's here. I'm gonna have to do a lot of placement with move objects here to get what I want. What is happening? I feel like nothing is centered now. It's bothering me so much. Okay, that's true to center. We'll do that. That seems kind of awkward, but you know, fine. I like that. I don't really like it. I'm gonna move these over and then I have to like place them down just right. I'll use the light as reference here, I think, for where I need to place them. Hopefully that looks good enough. Ooh, I think that looks pretty good. There we go. Nice little room here. I could use another curtain kind of situation, I think, over here. It looks kind of weird, but you know what? It's fine. And yeah, there's the foyer complete. I kind of want to get rid of this little saucer light, and then we can put some more of these lights here. I feel like this room's going to just be really dark, but I'll make it work. And then let's move on to the dining room. Or I kind of have the urge to do the garage first. Let's do the garage. But yeah, we'll put some windows in here because I actually forgot about that. And then we need a car, of course. Let's get a really expensive one. I don't know though. Maybe the people that live here aren't like super like, you know, hoity-toity about their money. Maybe we'll just get, I mean, there is this crazy looking car, but that doesn't fit the vibes. If I was to use this, I'd probably build like a cyberpunky kind of build. And honestly, that sounds really fun now that I'm saying it. But yeah, we'll just do this car. It's a nice car, but it isn't like crazy. What else can we put in the garage? Maybe some like storage options. Like, I know this is kind of weird, but I kind of want to put these like lockers in here. I don't know why. Maybe they like store tools in them. I don't know. And then we can do like this elemental rack and maybe like a chest. I do need to copy and paste this and use it on the interior as well, just to kind of be like, you know, to kind of keep the look the same sort of. What other things are in the debug section, the live edit for decor? Because it would be kind of cool to put some other nonsense in here. Why do I want to put this ATM machine? I feel like that's dumb. I don't know. I'm gonna just keep looking and seeing what else there is, and then go from there. There's not really anything else in this section, so I'm just gonna look at my decor options and probably just do some like crates and some like boxes. These are like decorative, but these look kind of fun. I don't think that looks very good for a house. Ooh, this like little table thingy. We could just put some things that just like look like they kind of just threw them out here. Mainly just, you know, as like they don't have another place for them, so they just kind of throw them in the garage. Yeah, just like they seem these little sculptures too, and like, ooh, some like boxes would be really good. I don't know if the mic just picked that up, but I like moved my foot and my ankle popped really loud. That was kind of funny. Sure. I don't really know what else to put out here, to be honest. I'm just gonna leave that. Oh, actually, I can do skill building. We can just put a workbench out here. It doesn't really look like they can access it very well, but sure. We'll just put one out there. I think I want to do the kitchen. I feel like doing the kitchen next. The kitchen layout's a little bit, you know, whatever. I'm not really the biggest fan of how I did this, but initially, it's still gonna look good. I'm gonna do all white cabinets, I think. You know me, I don't normally do like white furniture, but these base game cabinets with the white looks really good, actually. It looks so nice. And then in the middle here, I'm gonna put not an island, but a workbench area. Unless I do like on one side these, and on the other side we do this, but I feel like that's really cramped on this side. So I'm just gonna use these cabinets here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna do like a kind of island moment. See, look at that. That's cute. I feel like that looks good. And then right here, I think I was going to have the refrigerator. We're just going to use, that one looks kind of nice, but it's a little too nice. I think we'll use this one maybe. I feel like that would look good, but I don't know. It's kind of not working. Let's do this like simple white fridge. It's very nice though. And then the cabinets, thank goodness we got these cabinets. These are so pretty. Like these look like they came from a pack, and they didn't. They came from the base game, and they're super nice. I think I'm gonna do a bigger cabinet over here. Maybe I should do that on both ends. That's kind of fun. You know, we don't need like a ton of counter space, let's be honest. I'm gonna lower these windows too, just to make it easy. Still having that glitch. By the way, when we place down windows or whatever, it just causes all of them to flicker. And it looks like these could actually go up a tile higher just to kind of be even with the others, but I feel like these aren't necessary now that we have all the space. Yeah, that looks nice. And then right above here, I'm gonna put, just because I will forget this if I don't, I'm gonna put one of these, make sure it's the right height. Is that too low? No, that feels good. And then we'll just give it the white swatch. It's very dark though. It adds a lot of shadow around this place, doesn't it? And then let's see, what kind of light should I use? I'm tempted to use the same light. It's very yellow, isn't it? It's not very bright. This one is quite bright, actually. It's kind of nice too. We could put it on either side. Oops, that doesn't look right at all. We'll do that maybe. Yeah, that looks kind of good. And then we'll put some lights under the cabinets too. I think I actually want to put the stove right there. We're gonna I want to do this one, but I just wish we had one that like, you know, fit better. I mean, this one actually does fit quite nicely, but it's an electric stove. This is a nice house, you know, they're gonna have like that one doesn't offend me. It's not my favorite, but you know, we'll just go with that maybe. I kind of like the hob being in the middle. However, that just, you know what? I can't do it. I can't put it there. That's just weird. I think we're gonna put it right here. It's gonna be kind of tight though. I think I want the sink to be over here actually, because I could put it here. Oh, but that does look really nice, doesn't it? I didn't figure this out earlier, so I kind of want the sink to go there, and then maybe the stove can go here. Yeah, I'm down for that. That sounds good. I think over here is gonna be the like coffee space. We'll put a nice like coffee pot. We'll do the teapot actually, and put some mugs and stuff over here. Yeah, we'll put those right there. I don't like these windows at all. This looks so silly right there. It's just, Yeah, it's kind of gawky. Is gawky a word? I don't know if gawky's a word, but you know what I mean. We could do this window here. Does that look okay? It clips a little, but it's not so bad. I kind of don't hate that, actually. That looks pretty cute. So we'll do that instead. And then just put some curtains over it. I feel like this just makes the most sense because of the shape and just the style. We'll do it like this maybe. That looks really, really nice, actually. And I don't normally say this, but I'm kind of digging the all-white kitchen. Ooh, we need to put a dishwasher in here. Of course, they're going to have a dishwasher. Do we put it next to the fridge? Is that kind of a weird placement? I feel like it makes sense to have it near the sink, so I'm going to put it there. And then we'll just throw in some more decor around the kitchen. Ooh, I really like this item. I don't know if I can fit it anywhere, but I'm going to put it somewhere. And then we've got this like china cabinet situation. None of these like look great to me. This one's okay. Just wish they were a little bit, newer looking. This one doesn't offend me though. I feel like it fits quite well right there. Yeah, sure. And we do need a trash can. I guess we can just put, we'll put this like nice one right here over on this side. And let's look at the other decor. We'll put this little like fruit cake out, and that kind of just sticks out weirdly. Ooh, we can put a tea kettle. And what we'll do is we'll like put it on the stove like they've used it. Does that match at all? No. I kind of want to give them a different stove. I feel like that one's way too nice. I like this one better. This one to me looks nicer because it's like, a sturdy, like, built one, Oh yeah, I was going to add in a range hood. I think I actually might just use this one here and just give it the white swatch. Yeah, that looks good. It's a little bit minimal, which I kind of dig. And I think we need some like lighting on the walls too. We'll just use the same ones that we used earlier. But, like that's going to add way more light into here than before. So sure. I'm not an expert at placing down lighting, so bear with me. I always use these like picture lights for the under the cabinets because you can just like kind of place them down and you don't really see them. See, like, look at how much light. And then we'll do it over here. I apologize for the camera movements. All right. Kitchen is looking good. I just need a rug kind of situation here. Like this, is this green one? No, that's not really green, that's brown, but we could use this one, but it's kind of boring. I think I'm going to use this one. Yeah, that looks quite nice too. Cute. I'm a big fan of this kitchen. It's very clean and bright, but I don't know, it feels very, fancy. I feel like that's what this house is supposed to be. It's a little bit of a fancier home, but it's not like stuffy. I don't want it to come across as that. We have this little cake stand situation that looks really cute. Actually, let's put it next to the tea. Put it next to the tea over here, so it's like they get a little piece of cake and they get some tea and it's and then a fruit bowl. We need a fruit bowl, maybe like right there. Yeah, I like that. All right, let's do this little decorative. No, let's do this. What am I trying to say? Let's decorate the dining space. This is actually one of the dining spaces. It's not the dining space. I'm gonna leave those as wood. I need some like grounding colors in here, I think. But this is just gonna be like a kind of nook kind of space. Part of me also wants to do a different door here and have it be like a door with like glass, like French doors like these, so that like you can like open it up into the sunroom. I kind of like that idea. Part of me also wants to add another window in the middle here, just so there's just like a little bit more light. Yeah, I like that a bit better. But yeah, this is going to be like a breakfasty kind of space, so it doesn't need to be like crazy. I think I will put in a nice wooden table just to add some, wooden tones throughout. Do I want to use this swatch? I feel like that ties it together really, really well, is having the white and the dark wood. That's really cute, actually. And we need a nice rug. I need some color. I need some color on this rug. Maybe this like lavendery kind of grayish one. Is that gray? Is it lavender? I can't really tell. It shows purple on the swatch. I feel like that one. Yeah, we'll go with that one. And then I think over here, I kind of want to do some kind of like sitting situation, like maybe like an ottoman or something. I don't know if I'm going to use this one. I feel like that one does look kind of nice, but this one's a little bit simpler. Actually, I don't like either one. I think this will look great. No. We could put this. What if we got rid of 2 of these chairs since it's a breakfast nook and we keep this here so that you have the option to sit wherever you want? I want like a fun color. This blue kind of fits really well actually. And what I'll do is, this is to keep it from being so stuffy in here, so that's a little bit more casual. I can put like a lamp here. I don't know if I like that lamp necessarily. Instinctually, I always use this one. I'm going to use it maybe, or do I want to use this swatch? I think that one looks cute. And then we'll put a plant next to it over here. We could use this. Ooh, that is kind of cute. I'll get rid of one of these, kind of keep it from being too cramped. Maybe we'll put that here. Ooh, we can put them on either side, just like that. And then we can have like the lamp and then the plant. That's kind of cute. And then the window coverings, the curtains, I think I want to just use some really simple white ones. Oof, finding curtains that work in the base game, it's a challenge. So I may just use these white ones. Which ones look better? I think this cooler toned one actually looks a little nicer. But yeah, we'll just do these. Just because, you know, they're simple. They're going to work with anything. Okay, really liking this space. I need a new light above the dining space though. I kind of want to use a nice little candelabra situation. Ooh, that brightens it up so beautifully. And then we need a centerpiece to kind of finish it off, I think. Let me see. What I guess some flowers. You know, if I'm thinking of a centerpiece, I'm going to go with flowers. Maybe this one? Yeah, it has like a little bit of purple flowers in it to kind of, because I feel like purple and blue are like the nice little accent colors throughout this house. Really digging this house so far. Really, really liking it a lot. I feel like I've got quite a bit done. I'm going to take a little mini break, refill your water, get you some tea, take a little breather from your computer. So this little room here, I think I'm going to make it into a pantry. Honestly, I'm just gonna put a couple of these cabinets in here. I feel like that's really all you need. Maybe I will just use these lights to really brighten it up in here so you can really see. And I could do like shelving and put some stuff in here too, but I kind of like how clean and simple that looks. Actually, we'll get rid of one of those. It's a little too bright. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just do that. And honestly, let's just keep moving. I'm going to go into this sunroom. What is happening with this door? There we go. I really like the way this looks. Ooh, I just now noticed that this brick is not the same as this brick. I knew something was off. And I think in here, we're going to put a chess table. I don't know why, but that just seems like the appropriate thing to put in here. Yeah, we'll do like a chess table in here and then some chairs. I think I'm going to use these kind of nice-ish looking chairs. It's kind of fun. A little green moment. And then do I want to change the color of the flooring? I feel like the flooring is a little too dark. Like I kind of want something that's a little warmer. Kind of like that a little bit more actually. It just looks better. Yeah. And what else did I want to put in this room? I think I was just going to put some plants in some potted like plant pots or whatever you want to call them. I think I'll actually put this in the middle of the room and then just put, you know, the other plants like right here. I know I'm basically copying what's in the greenhouse already, but I don't hate that. Kind of want like a big tall plant right here. I wish we had some more plants like that in this game, but the only one we really have that's like a tall plant is this one. I feel like base game wise, at least. Do I want to just put some chairs to sit in here or something like that? Maybe, I don't really know. I kind of like the idea of it just staying that way. And then maybe this little table here too. That's kind of cute. Maybe the white swatch. Yeah, I feel like that goes better. And then we can put like, you know, something else like a cactus. Oh, we can't put this on this. That seems a little silly. Just use the 9 key to lift it up. And ooh, that's kind of fun, but it's not very realistic looking. So maybe we'll just go with that. And then lighting wise, I'm just going to copy the same light here and just put it in there. I feel like we need a painting or some kind of like wall moment here. I think this one kind of looks perfect. Yeah, nice little room, like this little sunroom. Maybe we'll put a rug too in here. Maybe this one. It's kind of cozy. I really like it. We're not going to do any curtains because it's a sunroom, but look at that. It's really pretty. Part of me does want to get new windows though, because I feel like these windows don't really fit the vibe very well. We do have these, but they're a little tricky to use. Actually, maybe they'll work. It's because they have like a white trim on the inside, and then the exterior has the brown trim. So it kind of blends in quite nicely, but I don't know if I like that or I don't. I'm not sure. I think I like it. I think I'm going to go with it. Yeah, that's kind of nice. I feel like those modern windows just didn't really fit very well. All right, next room is the living room. I think I had a layout set up that I really liked. I don't think I was going to use this couch with the green swatch. I still think I'm going to use it. I was going to change it up, but no, I like it. I like it still. I mean, how can I do a base game build and not use this couch? Like, there's just something about it that's so nice. This coffee table, I think I wanted to use, I kind of like this swatch. I like that it has like a variation in color. And then we need like a big old rug. I think I'm going to use this rug here, but I'm going to size it up like ever so slightly, maybe like 1.2 times. That's a little too big, I think. Yeah. All right. Came back from another break. This video is going to be kind of long, I think. I may just do it all in one video. I don't know. I'm just kind of doing whatever when it comes to my channel at this point. I think that nice green one looks really nice. Do we want a TV? We'll do this like frame TV, I guess. I don't know. I don't think anybody's going to be watching this TV, to be perfectly honest. And I think on this wall, we'll just put some like bookshelves or something. I think we could do these, but I kind of want the really like tall ones. I mean, these just make the most sense because they, fill in the space well, and they aren't like too in the way. Also, I think just for the sake of accessibility, I think I'm going to get rid of this painting and I'm going to put in some double doors here. I think I'm also going to change the color of these to like this dark brown. I feel like the white just looks a little weird. Yeah, that looks much better. And that way you can access the space. You don't have to like go all the way around to get outside. You can just go through these doors. And I feel like that looks a little bit like it makes more sense. I feel like this room is not really going to see a lot of people in it. Just, because I don't know. It just seems like an extra room. It doesn't really feel like a main room. Weirdly enough, just putting down some curtains. I feel like these curtains need to be a different color. I feel like they need to be green or something to kind of go with everything. It's a little bit darker in here. I almost feel like the wallpaper just isn't the right shade. Like it's not the right vibe. I do like the paneling, but I think I want it to be like a darker in here. That doesn't look that good. Maybe I should use a different one entirely. Maybe this or something like this. I don't know. This is a weird room for me, honestly. The living room is just kind of like, I'm being thrown off by it. I almost forgot about the rug. I was just going to leave it black. I think I'm going to do that. Color, sure. I think I'm going to change this orientation to, I feel like it just needs to be a little smaller. Oh my God. What the heck? I've never seen do that before. That was so sudden. That seems all right. However, that's very dangerous with the fireplace. Okay, I moved my light. Do we like this better? I don't know. I could have been doing it wrong the whole time. I kind of want to do this one. I feel like that looks better. Yeah, that feels better. I think it also accents the colors outside. Do I want to do different couches? I feel like these couches are way too informal looking. I feel like these look like normal couches. We are not in a normal house. This is a bit more of a fancier house. Video editing magic. I have been working on this living room for a little bit. I don't exactly know where in the video I've been like, hey, this, that, and the other. I'm having some issues with it, just going to be honest. So I am going to redo this. So yes, you see a lot of stuff in here. I just didn't like what I was going with because it just didn't feel like it fit with the rest of the house, especially because look how white and clean and bright it is. I even want to change this wallpaper to this lighter blue because I don't know, I don't usually build with bright colors like this and light colors and stuff, but it's just looking like it makes more sense if I do that. I don't even really need to change anything other than just the colors. See, everything looks a lot better. I like this way more. It's nice. It's got like a nice, like, not a wintry vibe, but it just fits with the atmosphere a little bit nicer. But this is what's been bothering me this whole time, is the layout of this room. So we're just gonna go with what I had initially kind of come up with, and it was this. It's not my favorite layout, I'm gonna be honest with you, but at the end of the day, it does work. This is going to be a 4 bedroom, maybe 5 bedroom. I'm not really sure. It's going to be a 4 bedroom, house at minimum. So we need space. We need places for people to sit, it needs to be a functioning space. I don't know if I like this necessarily, but it's here. Maybe I'll do this. It's just too bold. I need color, but I also don't want color either. It's just weird because this blue makes sense. It fits with the vibe. I feel like that's okay. Yeah. When I zoom out, it doesn't like appall me. So yeah, it's building is tricky in The Sims sometimes. Like you really have to like go through making a whole bunch of mistakes and changing things and whatever before you can properly figure something out. See, when I do that, it just feels like there's just not enough space. It feels so cramped in here. And that's what I was having issues with for a while. See, I don't know. This room is just being strange to me. I mean, this rug works, but it's square. Oh, we have this rug. I nearly forgot about this rug, to be honest. I'm going to do a 1.5 scaling on it with the tool mod so that it's not too big. And then I think, let's look at the colors. Oh, that's nice. Okay. That looks okay. I kind of want to change the wall or the flooring. To be honest, I almost feel like that's even too dark. I feel like this lighter color would be really pretty. It's like ever so slightly lighter, but I don't know. There's something about it that looks good. Maybe not. Yeah. And then for the chair, I think the side chair would be like this one maybe. What swatch did I use? It was like that one. So this one, sure. I think we'll just place some little candles right here, and then I kind of want to do like a couple there, even though putting them under a TV is a really bad idea. Never do that, but it looks nice in The Sims, so I think I'm gonna do that. And then let's find some kind of like decorative thing. Little steamboat, why not? It's looking all right. It's looking okay. I don't know. This room is kind of just like we've made something out of it, but it's kind of just like, what is this room, And then just like we'll put a nice painting in here, and we need to put some cushions on the what do you call it, the couch and love seat here. We'll put this painting back since I had it up in this room. I think we will keep it a nice subtle color. Maybe that's the color I needed to go with instead. Oh, that instantly made it better. A slightly darker blue. Yeah, I like that more, to be perfectly honest with you. See, it's just, there's just so many things that just don't look right. Okay, I keep changing things. But I think I like this the best out of all of the orientations. Yeah, this feels really nice, actually. So we'll go with this. After many, many, many trials and tribulations, it feels like. I'm going to put this here, and we're going to put these cushions on this finally. Just placing down the cushions like pretty normal here. This is what I would do, at least if it was real life. Is it correct? Probably not, but I don't know. I think it is. Let's see. I don't know about the colors I want to use. Maybe just like a lighter blue for the little ones. I think that looks okay. And then, we need one more actually for the chair here. We'll do one. Sure. That looks cute. But yeah, the living room is done. Honestly, the only rooms we have are this, the dining space and the bathroom. Let's go ahead and do the bathroom. I don't know. I like to do the boring things first. Get it out of the way. We need a nice toilet, but something that fits with this house. I think this one will do. And I think I was going to do like, that's kind of weird. If I do it like that, that is going to be a little weird. But this is the downstairs bathroom. And I kind of want it to be like the bathroom, like the toilet has its own room. That's like when you're rich, is whenever the toilet has its own room. Like, come on. Yeah, that fits perfectly. And this will be like where the sinks are going to be. I think I'm going to use the same counters as the kitchen. It's just nice and clean and bright. And I'm going to use, I guess, this sink. Sure. I don't like that as a bathroom sink. It seems weird. These look like kitchen sinks. This is the only bathroom sink we have, and that's not really a bathroom sink. Maybe that one. It's too modern looking. We're just going to go with these. We'll do double sinks just because we can. Thank goodness we can set these as bathroom sinks, because honestly, that would be so tragic for them to wash their dishes in here. Do a couple mirrors there and just some little, just it's a bathroom, it's gonna have the same stuff that you're gonna expect to see. I'm gonna put like this in the middle, I think. That looks kind of nice. And then we'll do some nice towels. I think we'll do this like light blue. And I think this wallpaper, I kind of want to do a different color. I kind of want to do like a nice like blue color, actually. I kind of like that more. I'm trying to avoid doing the same colors throughout the whole house when it comes to like tiling and flooring and stuff. It just makes it, not so repetitive. We need a roll of toilet paper right there. And that's kind of all that you should have in here. I mean, I'm going to put a trash can. They don't use these trash cans for anything, but you might as well have one in here. And then of course we can put like a little painting or something. I think I'll just do this like little sunflower painting here. And we need some proper lighting in here that isn't just like the saucer lights. We're going to use these. I might shrink it down in here and do like a small version of it. And we need a rug too. I think we're just going to do or use one of these. Yeah, we'll just use one of these and just make it like the white color, I guess. Still a weird room, not gonna lie. I feel like a lot of the rooms in this house are a little bit strange just because of it's mainly just because of the like this octagonal like entrance. It's because everything is based off of that, so it's like kind of awkwardly laid out, but I don't hate it. I like the dining room being a darker color, actually. I think I'm gonna keep it this way, but you don't count your chickens before the hatch. So we'll see. We need a bigger table too, just because this is a fancy house. Should we do a white table? I don't know. We'll see. And then we do have these same chairs. We could do basically the same setup as we did in the living room, or the living room. That's not a living room, Lucas. That's a dining room. Or that's not even the dining room. You know what I mean? So basically we're going to be using the same chairs and table, just like the larger version of it in the dining space. I kind of like that, actually. I don't know if I want to put a fireplace in here. I feel like that would take up way too much space. I feel like the center of the room is just like awkward. Like I want it to be like, farther back. But then it's like awkward here. And then I want to do it like this way. That doesn't look right at all. So it's going to be like this. And we're just going to go with it and not overthink it. And then we need curtains. We need proper curtains. It's always so hard to find proper curtains in this game sometimes. I think I'm going to use just this simple white curtain. Kind of can't go wrong with that. There's not really anything else that seems like it'll go. I do want lots of lighting in here, though. We do need that. So I'm going to put some lighting next to these. And then we're going to put like one on each side of here, maybe. And then maybe like the same on this side. I don't know if that makes any sense. And we can probably do like a little accent table right here in the middle. Something like this. And then we can just kind of match it to this setup, and then we'll put maybe just like a really, really big painting here. These are very expensive. This is gonna make the house so pricey, but I don't know. That just looks nice right there. And then we'll do some more painting, or not more paintings, more plants and statues maybe. We'll put some roses in here. This is like the nice dining room that they honestly maybe don't use very much. Maybe the story is the people that live here, maybe they, inherited the house somehow. They inherited the house and maybe they just don't know what to do with it yet. So it's just kind of, it is what it is. And then later on they renovate it to be like, to like actually have some personality. I feel like that would be a really fun building video. That would be a really fun building video to make, because, I could be like, oh, let's renovate it and, totally revamp it and make it really witchy and like everything. So maybe that's what I'll do. I don't know. That's a huge maybe. Ooh, I like that actually from a distance. It looks pretty nice. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I almost feel like there needs to be some plants or something in here. These are okay. I mean, they're kind of ugly, to be honest. I kind of hate them, but we'll just put them in the corners here. I feel like that looks better. Okay, so I'm just going to call it there. Dining room, basically the whole first floor is done. I actually quite like this so far. Upstairs, honestly, probably won't go very quickly, or it will go quickly. And then we have this upstairs turret, but I'm going to go ahead and take another little break. I'm taking a lot of breaks with this build today, or over the past few days. So yeah, let's refill our waters and, grab a snack. Make sure you're eating something. Take your vitamins, please. All right. I think the next room that I'm going to be working on is this bedroom. I believe this one will be the master bedroom or main bedroom, big bedroom, however you want to word it, however you want to call it. I'm not really sure exactly the color scheme I want to go with in here. I think I'm probably going to keep it sort of close to how the rest of the house is, where there's like lots of like light blues and browns and just stuff like that. I like this bed. I haven't used this swatch before. I don't feel like I've even seen it before, to be honest. So I think this will be a good jumping off point. Yeah. The wood on that's a little like, that's white and this is like more creamy. Maybe I should go with something like this maybe. I'm not sure if these are gonna look good. Maybe the white by itself looks good, but I don't know. I feel like that matches a lot nicer actually. I'm trying to not use the same furniture and styles throughout every single build in this because I do have my main save file, but there's also this save file, which is a separate save file that I'm working on. It's a base game save file. I kind of put it aside for, some time. Ooh, I kind of like this yellow and blue moment. It's kind of fun. But yeah, I set it aside for a while just because I was finding myself kind of getting a little burnout. Just because, base game is it's pretty repetitive because you are going to be using a lot of the same items over and over. So I didn't want to burn myself out completely, but I'm happy to be back working on it because, building with the base game can be repetitive. It can be a little boring sometimes, but at the same time, it's kind of freeing because you don't have to make as many decisions, which is really good for me, someone who has the worst time making decisions. I'm going to do a matching dresser here. This room is just weird. I feel like the rooms in this house are mostly pretty odd. I kind of want to do like a dressing area right over here in the corner. I feel like I can do like one of these like floor, like what are they called? Full length mirrors. And then I can use one of those. I guess a room divider is what they're called. I don't exactly know the real term, a privacy kind of partition. That's what they're called here. We can use one of these. I don't know which one would look best. This one seems to fit the vibes. We've got kind of a shabby chic kind of style going on in here. So I feel like it looks kind of nice though for a house like this. And then let's put like a nice chair. Ooh, this one is kind of perfect. And then we'll do the blue as well. We'll do a nice little rug. Yeah, we'll put like this one, I think. I don't know if that really goes very well. Do these clash? I don't know. I feel like if I use blue, I don't know. I feel like this is too much blue. Maybe I should just use another one of those, but make it smaller. However, that looks too matchy, but maybe I'll be looking at it way too long if I keep going back and forth. And then for the wallpaper, I would like there to be like the same kind of color scheme. Like I want to include like a light blue. Do I want to use that? I don't know if I like that. This room, I feel like that's a better one to use, but I almost want to use like this instead. No, the other one fits better. Yeah, that's a lot nicer. Even though there's dark flooring, I feel like everything else kind of works. But then again, I could also put carpet up here, which is not really something I would expect, but at the same time, ooh, it's very bright. It's almost too bright. Maybe this one? I don't know. I feel like this is it's a very bright, chintzy bedroom, which I'm not used to doing, but I feel like it fits with this house overall. I'm just rambling at this point. Bear with me. I think I'm going to use some simple curtains like these in here. I feel like that makes the most sense. Yeah, there's like a nice light blue swatch. Those kind of are a little bit too vibrant. I almost need something that's just a little softer. Could use these. These curtains are too long. Maybe these like skinny ones. I feel like these kind of fit really well. Oh yeah, that's kind of perfect actually. we'll just use those. These are from the base game. I don't need to say they're from the base game. Everything in this build is from the base game. I think I'm just going to use this kind of like light swatch that's pretty unobtrusive, and then I'll use the matching like one for that. That looks pretty nice. I feel like a good way to brighten it up in here is maybe put some, plants. Maybe I'll put like a plant here, and then maybe next to this I'll put like a floor lamp or something. Maybe this light blue one too. I feel like that's quite nice. And then I think I'm gonna do, because since we don't have vanities in the base game, I may just put like a little kind of accent table. I think I'm going to use something like this one maybe. Ooh, I actually really like that. I'm going to bring these forward a bit, and then I can just kind of, I might just leave that swatch so that there is a little bit of dark wood tones. I'm kind of torn because part of me wants to use like a different color now. Ooh, why does that kind of work better? Why does that kind of work better, actually? I don't know. I like the light blue. But anyways, I think I'm going to use like just some little decor bits here, like the perfume bottles and maybe even some different swatches, like different colors of it. We can kind of like rotate it, and it kind of looks like there's more than just 3 bottles. Ooh, yeah, we can kind of like rotate it around and overlap it like this, and it looks like a different kind of stack. That's kind of nice. Put some candles here. These have swatches too. I need to remember that. And how about some nail polish? Just a little thing of nail polish. We don't really have a lot of clutter like that in the base game, so we'll just go with that. And I think, do these bar height stools, they kind of work. We can just put one of these right here and then do the light blue swatch. I kind of like that. It's very simple, but it's cute. And I think in this little spot here, I'll put a wardrobe, or maybe this. I don't know. I think this little like chest of drawers or whatever you want to call it kind of fits really well. And then I'll put the mirror like right there instead. And ooh, I know we can put some little flowers on this table. I feel like that would look really cute. Maybe some tulips, maybe these. Ooh, that's kind of cute. Or do I want to use these flowers? I feel like that looks more of the style. Okay, and then we just need to pick out some bedside lamps. I think, oh, these are super cute. Kind of like those, but they're kind of small. I want something that's a little bit bigger, just like these. They're a little bit more height to them. I like that. And then for the mirrors, I want to put some mirrors above the little lamps here, so I'm just going to use move objects to kind of place them carefully. That looks very nice. I think I also need to pick out a overhead, like a big lamp, the big light, and I think I'm going to use I don't know, actually there's actually not a lot that I like for this kind of style. I guess we can use this one. We've used this in the past in this house, so yeah, I like that. These are really big though. They're really long. I think I might shrink them down one size so that it's not too big. And then I guess I'll just put another one of these lamps in this corner here to add some more light. But what do I want to put over here? Maybe just like a desk, even though there's probably going to be a study in this house. You can never have too many desks, especially with, you know how the Sims are. They will just randomly get on a computer wherever. I think we'll do a matching desk like that. And then we'll get a desk chair, probably just a really simple chair, to be honest, like this one maybe, or maybe this one actually. It's not really going to be like a computer desk. It's going to be more like a writing desk, just somewhere where they can, sit and write in a journal or something maybe. Use that lamp there. In fact, we can use the clutter item, which is this notebook here, and it'll fit perfectly right there. And I think we need a candle or a small, I wish we had more candles in this game, actually, in the base game at least, because we only have a couple. I feel like that looks okay. And then maybe something on the wall here, some kind of art. I feel like it's a weird situation. I kind of want to put the desk like that better. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And then on the wall here, we can just do like a painting, maybe this. Ooh, that's kind of fun. It's got the blues in it. And then we've got this dresser here. I feel like the only thing I would want to put above it is a mirror. We've got a lot of mirrors in this bedroom, but I feel like mirrors, they open up spaces, but they also add decor. Then again, we don't really have a lot of horizontal mirrors that aren't just like this basic modern one. I might just put another one of these, but I feel like that's too repetitive. Maybe we'll do like this one. I don't know. That one doesn't really fit. Maybe instead we will just put some, like a little clock. Ooh, this is going to be really cute, maybe. The color just doesn't look right. And nobody wants a grandfather clock in their bedroom. So maybe we'll just use this little clock here. And we can just put some more flowers in here. When in doubt, plants and flowers. And I think I'll just put like a nice painting behind these two. I feel like this is kind of nice. It's got the blue. Maybe they like music. Maybe they like to play piano. Ooh, actually, that's a really fun idea. I don't think we have that. Well, we have pianos in the base game. We just don't have like a keyboard, but I feel like that would be a really fun thing to put maybe upstairs in this area. Maybe this is where they play their piano. I feel like that's nice. How in the hell did they get this up here? Like, there's just a ladder and windows. Did they crane lift it? Probably. They're rich. We also have a bathroom here. I think I want this bathroom to be like a blue color scheme. I think that one downstairs is also blue, but I feel like this is it fits the bedroom. If only there were windows in here. I feel like that's something that I'm not liking about this is there's no windows. Put just a regular old shower, and it's not the fanciest bathroom because they don't really have that much space. So it's just a bathroom. You get an ensuite bathroom. It's pretty nice to have that. We'll do this setup, and then we need a mirror, like it's right here, a little mirror. We'll use this one. We always got to put the toilet paper and a little towel situation, and of course they need the standard, toothbrushes and hand soap. I don't know. I feel like the bathrooms in The Sims, I kind of just do the same thing like every single time, regardless of how fancy, how, not they are. I just kind of do the same thing over and over. I feel like we could put this like that, and then maybe we can put the hamper. I mean, putting the hamper next to the toilet is kind of weird, but it's just decorative. So who cares? Then we just need, we'll put the apron maybe like on this. Ooh, what if we did that? We could have it hanging off the edge like this. Kind of looks, it's not perfect, but yeah, if at first glance it looks like it's hanging on that, which is pretty fun. I think that's really all that this room needs, to be perfectly honest. How about instead of putting this hamper here, we'll put the hamper outside in the bedroom, and then right here we'll do one of these little cabinets. I feel like that makes more sense, and we just need to put in a nice little rug. Honestly, out of all of them, it's probably just gonna be this rug. That's just a nice, simple, clean floral rug that fits the vibes. All right, we've got the main bedroom complete. Next room is going to be this smaller bedroom. I think this is going to be a kid's bedroom, just from the size of it. I saw this one earlier, and I was like, I kind of want to do a purpley room, and we're going to do more carpet. Maybe it was recently renovated. Unfortunately, they put carpet in, but maybe this house was like water damaged, and there was a lot of, the floor upstairs was just not cutting it, and so they had to get rid of it. I kind of like this bed a lot. I really want to use it, but I just haven't really found the time. That fits quite well. Kind of like that though. I don't know. I'm kind of indecisive when it comes to kids' beds because I don't know. The choices we have in The Sims are a little limited. This one, however, is kind of cute. That's kind of nice. And we're going to try to keep this like a kid's room, like a proper kid's room. So, over here, I definitely want there to be like I'm sorry if the camera is jumping around like crazy. It does that whenever you have like the roofs up. It kind of it's just like, whoa, I don't know why it does that necessarily, but we'll do like this Victorian dollhouse in the corner because it's going to fit perfectly. I mean, it makes sense for them to have the Victorian dollhouse because they're in a Victorian house right now. This door is clipping, which is very unfortunate. Maybe I'll push this back and then, actually, let me do a little bit of work here. I get really weird about like certain things. Okay, I fixed this room because it was bothering me a lot with the setup of the walls. But anyways, back to what we were doing. I think right here is going to be where I put a like dresser. Should I just stick with the kids' stuff? I don't know. The blue's kind of cute. I feel like none of this is matching though. Yeah, I think we'll just go with the white maybe. I don't know. I feel like none of these items go together. I feel like the bed needs to be a different styled bed. We could do this pinkish one. It kind of fits the walls really nicely, but I feel like maybe we should do something different. This one's also kind of cute. This one has subtle pink tones on the blanket, and I don't know if it fits the style in here though. I think I'm ultimately going to go with this one, And I think we're going to use different furniture because I feel like that's just too, it doesn't match. I think we'll actually just use this one. You know, we'll keep it, we'll make it a little bit mature, but still childlike too at the same time. Like we want it to, you know, feel like a kid actually is sleeping in this bedroom, not, you know, an adult with just, you know, simple like fairy tale vibes. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I want it to read as a child's bedroom. I think we'll do this one with a purple roof. I just feel like none of this stuff matches. I'm not really liking this, I don't think. Do we want to use the castle? I feel like the castle fits better. Oh, and it has pink. Ooh, perfect. I'm not really good at kids' rooms, if you can tell. Let's see. I want a pink rug. I feel like this one works. Ooh, yes, that's quite perfect, actually. We'll put that in the middle of the floor here, and then we can just put some more toys around. Because why not? I feel like if you're going to have a castle, you need to have a dragon. That's cute. And we do have some more little decorative bits and bobs. Okay, I just noticed something that kind of bothers me a little bit. Why? Okay, so we have these two stuffed animals in The Sims 4. This one is a dinosaur. This one has a dragon. Clearly, there's the little wings. It's a dragon, right? This one is called Drago. Drago's the dinosaur. This one is called Dino. This one's the dragon. I don't know if this is intentional or not. I'm kind of confused. I think, oh, wait a minute. Let me read the descriptions. This is hilarious. Drago. The team at Kindermaid simultaneously produced a giant stuffed dragon and a giant stuffed dinosaur. We often got them confused. Here's one of them. The dinosaur looks like a dinosaur, but his name is Drago. But then there's also Dino. Same description. The dragon looks like a dragon. I never noticed that we've had this game for what, 10 years? I've never noticed that. That's wild. Back to our regular scheduled programming. Let's just decorate this little room, this little space. I think I'm going to put some of these clouds. I like these for like decorative purposes too. It's very bright in here. We'll give them a pink backpack and we'll do some, you know, little figurines, stuffed animals. I really don't know if they're stuffed animals or not. Ooh, we can do some pink curtains, of course. That's really pretty. I really like these curtains they added in the base game all those years ago. Such good curtains. Part of me wants to use these curtains behind the bed. I feel like that would be a nice little touch, you know, just as a little like thingamadoodle behind the bed. It's not perfectly done, but I feel like that adds some, you know, it adds something to the wall back there. I think we'll just do one nightstand and we'll do, you know, or place down. I tend to say do instead of just use. We'll use one of these like nice looking lamps, or do we want to do something a little bit more fun? I feel like we need something a bit more fun in here. Wish we had a pink lamp like one of these, but we don't. I mean, there is this. I don't know if that really fits the vibes much in here. Ooh, we do have these, and we do have kind of a rose goldy version, which kind of works. I think that's pretty nice. I feel like we need some other things in here. Ooh, we could just put some of these little baskets. We can size them up. I don't really think that does much, but okay. And we also have a teddy bear too. We could put Blarfy. Maybe we give them a teddy bear in the corner too. And I guess they do need their own desk. You know, this child could use a desk. It's going to be kind of hard to fit it in here though, because it is kind of, you know, we don't have any like small desks with the base game, and those that are a little bit on the smaller side don't fit the vibes. So maybe we won't do a proper desk. We'll just add some more decor and go from there. Ooh, we can add one of these little drawing tables though. I feel like that's a suitable replacement for a desk. We'll do that swatch, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I wish we had more styles of that. Then we need some paintings and such. Obviously we're going to go with all pink. All right. I feel like this room is pretty much done. I kind of don't want to add any more junk in here because I feel like it's going to get to be a little too cluttered if I do. However, I feel like we do need at least one more painting in here. I'm trying to think what would be in like a child's bedroom that's very pink and bright, aside from posters, of course. Maybe this one or this one. I feel like this one looks kind of cute. Looks like a field, you know, it could be like a field where the castle is. I don't know. I like this little bathroom. I'm going to do this, bedroom. I like this bedroom a lot. I'm going to do this bathroom off camera, I believe. Then we have this weird little room here. I don't really know. This is such a strange shape. It's almost like a rupee. I don't know what I want this to be yet. Maybe it's just like a little study, you know, a little private study. Maybe we can just make it like into like a little office. If whoever lives here, we can put the desk like right there maybe. Kind of nice. I do want a different wallpaper. I'm thinking maybe we can use this one actually. It's kind of cute. It's kind of busy though. I would hate for my office to have like crazy busy walls. Maybe I'll just use this one, or maybe this one, or the opposite. I feel like I kind of liked the first one, but I don't know. Let's just give it a try. I will place down a computer in here. Let's just do, sometimes I wish we had like classic looking computers, because this laptop has like a thing on the back and it just kind of doesn't fit the style. Maybe I'll just do this one, and then we'll use a desk chair. Pretty nice desk chair too. Kind of want to use this one even though it's very big. I don't know. Maybe we'll use this one. It's like a conference-y looking chair. And yeah, I'm not really liking this wallpaper anymore. I think I'm going to go with a different approach. Ooh, kind of like something like this, maybe. I kind of, maybe I don't like that. Like this one, it's kind of nice actually. I like the gold. It's subtle. Yeah, I like it. The more I look at it, the more I like it. And then we need a nice round rug, I think, for a room like this. Yeah, we'll go with like beige and gold accents. Let's see, I think I'm going to put a bonsai tree right here in the corner here. I feel like that's a nice little thing to add. And then I think I can put like a chair in here, maybe one of these again. I don't know. I feel like there's not really enough room for that. Yeah, I might not do that after all. However, I think I might bring the desk a little bit more forward because I want to put in some bookshelves. I think I'm going to use these again. Might do the darker swatch actually. I don't know. Or maybe I'll use the white swatch. I feel like the white swatch looks okay. I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of that personally. Maybe this one. It's very big, but it does match the desk, which I quite like that actually. Maybe I can put the desk like this instead. I feel like that's just kind of awkward in the middle of the room. So maybe I'll just put it against the wall like this and then do this. Yeah, that makes a bit more sense. And then for the lighting, I mean, I'm kind of just doing the same thing as most rooms, but ooh, actually we'll put this over here, I think, on this side, just because I want to put like an office lamp there. I think, unless I'm mistaken, we have one that you can unlock. Maybe it's that one. I'm thinking of another one. I'm pretty sure it is with Get to Work. I'm pretty sure it is, unfortunately. But we can use this one. I think this one suits the... No, it isn't. It doesn't look good. We'll use this one instead. We'll just do like this rose goldy swatch. I'm actually not going to do a lot of crazy like clutter and stuff in here, just because I feel like if I add way too much clutter, it's going to be really cramped and not really easy to play in. However, I am going to add these books because I kind of like how they look. Yeah, that's kind of fun. And we need a little pencil cup too. We'll probably use this one. Ooh, a rotary phone kind of would be fun in here. Yeah, we'll use this old rotary phone. That's such a fun little addition. I like that. I'm not really a big fan of this corner right here. I don't really like it. So maybe we can just use a chair here or something. I feel like that doesn't look very good. I think we need to use one of these. Maybe I need to move I can move the door over. I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's much better. And then we need a light for in here as well. Probably, I don't want to use the boob light. I always use the boob light. Maybe we'll use this one after all, and we'll shrink it down once. Or I could get rid of the overhead light entirely and do wall lights instead, which I have not placed pretty much anywhere throughout this house. Maybe we'll keep it nice and cozy in here. Since it's an office, we'll keep it nice and cozy. We do need some curtains as well. I feel like none of these are going to look good because these windows are just strange. Maybe we can do this. No, I feel like that just doesn't look right. I think we will just use these. I kind of like the swatch too. Okay, and I think we could put some more plants in here as well. I feel like that would fill in the space really well. I think that's a nice little office, if I do say so myself. Now we have this other bedroom here. I don't know. Well, we got red. Well, we have pink, not red. We have pink. We have blue. Why not yellow? Why not? Maybe this is like, ooh, maybe this is like the quirky teenage daughter's room. We can do this like bed here. It's like a very artsy room. We'll do that. Maybe it's supposed to stand out. I'm going to do more carpet. I just like the carpet for some reason. It just brightens it up in here. But yeah, we'll do some quirky, like mismatched kind of furniture maybe. Ooh, like this one kind of fits really well with this bed. Yeah, we'll just do, I kind of want some color. I kind of want something different actually. This one's kind of cute. I like the green also. And then I'm thinking, oh, we need to get this out of here. I'm thinking we can do like an art corner, possibly. Maybe I'll do like this side of the bedroom is like on its own, and then I can use a divider to make this side of the room like an art space. I like this green kind of set of furniture. I think that's kind of fun and quirky. And then what else do we want? Do we want a chair in here? Sure. That's like the chair you throw your clean laundry onto and you move it back to the bed whenever you need to use it or something. I kind of want to throw in something funky like this chair, but it doesn't really fit the vibe. Maybe this one, or I mean, there's not that many choices, so I shouldn't be too picky. Maybe we'll do, out of all of them, I feel like something like this maybe. No, nothing really fits. Maybe this one. No, goodness, there's so many. Maybe we can just do this green chair. I feel like there's a lot of green. Maybe we should make it yellow. You know what? That kind of works. That kind of works. And we are going to put in a like room divider kind of situation. It's under sculptures, weirdly enough, right? No, it's not. It's under miscellaneous decor. Okay. I think we could use this one. I feel like it would be best to put it right there because it's like where the dresser is. There is. Oh, this one seems to fit better with that style. None of these really look right. Oh, we have a green one that matches these furniture pieces. I think I'll do that. And the wallpaper, I kind of want to do green also, if there is something like that. I don't really know. We have this kind of green, but there's a lot of white. That's a lot of white. We could do the blue. No, I don't like that very much. We also could just do the brown swatch, but I don't really like that either. That's not so bad, actually. I think that looks really good. And then the corner over here, I'm going to put, I think just like this kind of rug here, because this is going to be like a painting corner, I think. And I don't want to put like a nice rug. I want it to be like, you know, they threw down a rug to protect the carpet. And I think I'm going to do this right here because I like that there's like paint on it. And then there is an item, we literally used it earlier in this build. It's this one right here, this little artist kind of, not a cart, but like it's just a little like side table tabaret. I don't know. I like that swatch actually. It kind of matches this pretty well. And I think right above this stuff, we will place down these like sketches. These honestly ate whenever the Sims base game came out. I remember seeing these and using them so much. I kind of want to put a mirror here. I know that sounds weird, but I can imagine they use a mirror for like self-portraits. Maybe we'll use this one. I don't know. I think a lot of artists do self-portraits. I kind of want, just for decorative purposes, I kind of want to put in a stool, like they sit at the easel and paint. It's kind of fun. And then right here, what can go right here? Ooh, I know exactly what can go in right here. There is some more decorative pieces like this. I don't know if that's too big. I feel like that's way too big for this space. Maybe we can put it here. I feel like that's just weird to have it right next to the bed. So maybe I will get rid of the mirror after all, or I can put the mirror like right here instead. And then this can go like right here. I like that. I feel like being an artist is like their life. So maybe it doesn't matter too much. I love this item. These are some empty canvases, but they also have painted versions. I'm going to leave them empty on this side, but then you can also like, they kind of clip to the wall. So I can shrink them down even, maybe put them behind the easel, kind of like that maybe, and then do some painted versions. Yeah, this is a really cute room. I like it. I think we need some more wall art though. I feel like that's a really fun painting to put in here. It makes, maybe they painted it, maybe this one too. We'll size it down just so it fits a little bit better. I don't know. I don't like that one actually. Never mind. Now this one's really fun. Does it fit the style? No, but maybe they just painted it. And then for the curtains, I feel like the green is kind of fun. I don't know. I like that a lot, actually. It's a lot of weird colors of green, but I like the quirkiness. I think I'm going to put candles on the bedside table instead. And then I think we'll put a little TV in here. Maybe this one? Just like a little TV. Ooh, we can add a little game console too. Why not? Just like a little green game console. This room's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at it and I'm like, there needs to be more clutter and there needs to be more life in it because I feel like the rest of the house is very clean and this one's supposed to be a bit more chaotic. I'm thinking, yes, some like, dirty clothes on the floor. Maybe we can put like, ooh, a little basket. Oh, wait a minute. Can we actually fit this? I don't think it's going to fit very well. It almost does. It's like kind of working actually, hence the clean laundry. But yeah, I want there to be more clutter in here. I feel like it doesn't feel like a teen's room yet. And honestly, I feel like it's just because of the white carpet. Maybe if we do like just a couple different rugs in here, I feel like that would help a lot. This one's really big, but we can shrink it down. Ooh, that does a lot, actually. What goes good with the yellow? I guess, I don't know. I feel like the green is starting to be a little bit too much, which is, I know, saying something coming from me. So maybe I do need some new curtains because I feel like the curtains are what's throwing me off. Maybe we'll just use like these, possibly. I don't know. This room's not doing anything for me anymore, which is sad. Maybe we need to mismatch some stuff. I feel like that's what's going on. I feel like it's just too much green. Like maybe the mirror can be green and then this can be just like brown. Yeah, I feel like that looks a little bit better. I think the green was just being a little too offensive and now it's toned down a bit. The wallpaper, I kind of want to change it too, to be honest. I'm thinking maybe we do this blue. I feel like, I don't know, maybe they painted their own room something. Maybe we can go with just like a really simple, like dark color. Or we could do this yellow. That's not bad. I don't love it though. See, there's just something off. There's just something off about this room and I don't know why. I kind of like that actually, weirdly enough. It fits with the rest of the house a little bit better, but also it just kind of tones everything down a little bit. Yeah, I think that looks much better. And I'm going to throw in some curtains finally again. Do I use these curtains? I feel like these are just a little too heavy. Maybe I can use these curtains. I feel like that wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, these are kind of cute, not gonna lie. I feel like they work. Sure, I guess. I don't know really. I feel like that doesn't look bad though. I feel like we'll just say this is like the crazy mismatched room for this house. It's not like in the grand scheme of things, like a big mismatched, craziness like I'm used to. We'll do like this green version. Yeah, I like that. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What would you change about this room? Because I feel like I'm just kind of like, it's just kind of like, it's like just okay. Oh, I kind of like this chair, actually. Maybe we'll do like a crazy like green. That's kind of fun. Yeah, I don't know about this room, to be perfectly honest with you. It's just, the white curtains aren't doing it for me either. Maybe they also want their curtains to be yellow. I feel like the yellow goes together really well. Yeah, sure. We need yellow over here though, if we're going to do that. Maybe that kind of helps. Maybe we need a different rug. Let's look at just the yellow rugs. Who knew this room would make me the most confused? Ooh, this is kind of yellowy. It doesn't really have the same colors though. Maybe this one. Yeah, that's kind of funky. Yeah, maybe we should just embrace the yellow and make everything yellow. Maybe I can do like this rug right here where this stuff is, and then this can go like right here maybe. I don't know. I feel like I could do one more rug. Maybe this one. No, it doesn't really fit the vibe. I kind of don't hate the idea of using one of these. That's kind of funky. Maybe we'll put another one right here. I don't know. This room's just a little bit of a problem for me, to be honest. It's like just okay. I think I'm gonna maybe we need more like funky lights. Maybe that's what we need, is just like a funky light. I'm still looking at just the yellow items so that I can possibly salvage this. Nice little lamp. I don't really know, y'all. Pears? Sure. I don't know. I don't think they like pears. All right. I don't know. I don't remember the one that it was, but like for who it was for. I can't remember the name of the person off the top of my head, but I remember there was an Architectural Digest like tour, like a house tour, and she got to like the kitchen and she's like, yeah, and then here's a bowl of limes. I just really love limes so much, and it turns out that she's allergic to limes actually, and the people who staged her house for that tour didn't know that. She thought that was really funny. I don't know, what are your thoughts? Because I personally, whenever I watch a house tour, I want to see like the personality. I want to see the person truly. A lot of the times they'll get like people who stage these spaces for these like tours specifically so that it's the most best presented kind of thing. I don't know. Personally, I would rather see the true person's space and how they live in it, but I don't know. I guess they're doing it for a magazine, so they kind of have to, but I don't know. What are your thoughts? I do need to put a fence up here, like a railing. I think we will I don't really know what kind of anything like this. Landings for me, I don't like them, but also this one is just really atrocious because look at the shape. Kind of don't mind that. And what if we use this wallpaper instead? Ooh, I don't hate that. However, I will have to make this also that. I also don't hate that either. I kind of like that more than it was. It's kind of toned down all the blue. Okay. Sure. I'm not going to put anything else up here because it's already cluttered as it can be. So we're going to move on to the very last room of this house. I'm kind of sad. To be finishing it, but I really am excited too though. And then this room upstairs is the piano room. So it's not really going to have much up here. I think this is going to be more like an attic kind of storage space, possibly. It really depends on what I can throw up here. Maybe just there's a lot of just like old things just thrown up here. I can see it. There's a lot of items up here though that I feel like would look really good. Like we could put one of these room dividers as well up here. Maybe like an old china cabinet. Ooh, this like little old-fashioned camera. I don't know. We're just kind of throwing in just whatever up here. I think the piano would look better if we did this version. Yeah, that's nice. I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing random things around. It doesn't need to make any sense because it's an attic. They store stuff up here. Actually, speaking of storage, we will actually throw in some of these chests too. These are really cool items because you can actually use these as storage for your gameplay. So like if you have like a ton of seeds or you have a ton of just like memorabilia or just something that isn't really like, you want your Sims to be carrying around a lot. It's a good option, I guess. I don't know how broken they are though. I'm just going to be honest with you. They might be a little broken because you know how the Sims 4 can be sometimes. It's a fickle fiend when it comes to DLC and like other things. But that's kind of most games, I feel like at this point. Maybe these chairs, there was like a big set of them, and then that's why there's one in the daughters or the teens bedroom. They took one and redid it specifically for their room. I don't know. We'll throw in some more just random bits and bobs. I feel like a lot of chairs are up here. However, I don't know how they're getting this stuff up here because there's a ladder here. So, maybe they, have a fancy lift, or I don't know, maybe this ladder is different. Who knows? I'm not really going to worry too much about the logic behind everything because it's all about the vibes, right? It's all about the vibes. We'll put the camera like on a table. And then we need some rugs up here. I feel like this like kind of art deco-y rug, it's kind of cute. And then we'll do this one too. This one's also kind of that same vibe. And we do need some curtains up here too, just to kind of hide everything. Ooh, these will fit perfect. And then we'll do like the green. I like the green ones the most. All right. Maybe some paintings too before we finish off this build. We can just throw in some paintings. Maybe we can, I feel like we've put all these paintings up throughout the house, but maybe these are the real versions. Maybe the ones downstairs aren't real. Maybe they're all forgeries and they purposely keep the expensive ones up in the attic, the secret attic. That's it though, by the looks of it. Oh, I'm having a lot of like glitches with my windows lately. Hold please. But that is the build. Like 99% complete. I will do this bathroom off camera. It's a bathroom, so I'm not really gonna worry about it. But yeah, that is this build. I don't do a lot of builds. I don't do a lot of builds. I don't do a lot of like videos like this. So do let me know if you like this kind of format of like long play, kind of all in one big long video. I really liked it actually. I did it over the course of several days too, which is really easy. But yeah, I will have this up on the gallery. If you have the base game, you can play it completely. It's all base game only. It's completely free. But yeah, if you want a little overview of the floor plan, here is one little view of the downstairs. I'm really proud of this actually. I love how cohesive this is. And then upstairs it's a little bit more random, but I kind of like that about it. And then we have our little attic space with all the secret stuff in it. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Do let me know in the comments down below what you think of this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you got to this part of the video, first of all, thank you so very much. But second of all, why don't you comment the word lavender for the lavender. I think I'm actually going to call this Lavender Manor. I don't know. I feel like that's just a nice ring to it. But anyways, I love you all so much. Take care. And that's it. Thank you all so very much for watching. Stay weird. And I'll speak to y'all next time. Bye, y'all.